Is this a... Okay. Welcome to Prison Architect. This is a tough one. There's a prisoner incarcerated at this facility who has been convicted of a double murder and sentenced to death. That's where we come in. We've been contracted to construct an execution chamber in time for the guy's big day. This is where I want the new facility to be built. First step in any project like this is to construct the building itself, with enough space inside to fit the execution room and a holding cell. So let's get started constructing a new building here. We'll also need an entrance to the new execution facility, with a large jail door into the south wall. Two objects, large jail door, foundations. Sorry, I was playing this on like sandbox mode earlier and I couldn't figure out what the hell to do. So, I need to build foundations before I do stuff. Oh wait, no, I think this is the cheap way to get walls up. Oh, I'm so stupid. Okay. Your workmen are responsible for the construction of buildings. They collect the steel and concrete from the storeroom and take it to the site. They use those raw materials to build the foundations and framework of the building. This is the slowest part of the construction, so you should plan ahead when building new facilities. Yeah, whatever. Basic controls. And he isn't shirtless. Oh, I feel so dumb. Inside the building I want a cell and an execution room. Partition the space by constructing some brick walls. Brick wall. It's gonna look weird inside the... Fuck. It's gonna look weird inside the concrete building. Boink. Large jail doors to those dividing walls. Rotate an object before placement by clicking the middle mouse button or press R. Boink. That's looking good. Now we need to designate rooms within those spaces. Designate the cell in a smaller area where our condemned inmate will live. Then designate the execution room itself in a larger area. So this is the part that I was having trouble with earlier. You designate... I don't know why I couldn't have done that earlier. You designate areas for certain jobs, and then it'll say, never mind, those new rooms have requirements. Yeah, exactly what I was about to say. Those new rooms have requirements before they become functional. The cell needs a bed and a toilet. The execution room requires an electric chair. Chair, boink, toilet, boink, bed, boink. That's the essentials taken care of, but there's still a few improvements you can make. It's up to you, though. These aren't really strictly required. It depends on how much you care about your prisoners and their environment. Cell itself could be improved with outward-facing window and a small bookshelf. The facility would look better with a higher quality floor and material like wooden floorboards, or mosaic tiles. Oh my god, I think I got that right. Outside, you can add some lighting and paved pathway if you think it needs it. This is the vein in question. Edward Ramsey, a teacher once, who would believe. It's not a good place to decide if he deserves his law has made a decision now or just do a job. Once you are satisfied with the facility is ready, you can begin the prisoner transfer to his new cell. Simply by click on the Polaroid in the cell to initiate the transfer. It would be nice. Let's see how's this place set. There we go. Now he'll die in comfort. Okay. Polaroid. I think I'm saying that right. Incoming call. Don't shed one tear for this guy. He's a stone-cold killer. Guilty as charged. Even if he confesses. He even confessed. Want to hear his description of what he did? It was juicy stuff. It was around 11 p.m. The lights were already on. I knew she was home. I knew I'd catch you two here. Edward, just don't. What are you going to do? Boom. Ow. By the way, I want to point out that everything that this house is made out of is prison stuff. Everything's in the game and you can make it. Except for some of those items. Like the knives. That might be contraband. Clear as day, if you'd ask me. He deserves every volt he's gonna get. All men deserve is forgiveness, even him. Are you so sure in yourself that you can deal out such a final judgment? Catch your wife with another man is no excuse for what he did. And he went there with a loaded gun, knowing he'd find them together. That's double premeditated murder. He's done nothing but cooperate with the authorities. The state is making an example of him. If he committed this crime 100 miles north, he'd be looking at life imprisonment instead. How is that justice? Do you want a guy like that running free? I'll sleep just fine at night when I know he's gone. Good work so far. However, there's one problem. The execution room isn't functioning yet because it doesn't have any power. We need to connect it to the electrical supply. Now this is where we get to overview the utility part. You are now viewing the prison and utilities mode, which show us the electrical wiring layout for the entire prison. Each building in the prison is connected to a power grid by one of these thick underground wire cables. The power is provided to the prison by the substation, which draws electricity from the national power grid. As you can see, this entire wing of the prison is without power. All of the lights are out. To fix this problem, we first need to switch into the utilities mode and to understand why these lights are without power. The nearest electrical cables are too far away. Engineers can't complete the wiring for this area. Extend the electrical cables out nearby to cover this wing of the prison. Let's go to utilities mode. Doink. Do I go? It doesn't matter. Then we'll want to go. Can I add? Yeah, I can. I totally haven't played this before. No, I can't build this. We do need this though. I just came back and decided to play parts of the campaign back over again, and because it's been so long since I've played it, and I couldn't figure out how to make a simple holding cell, which that's their holding. No, that's the canteen. I'm stupid. They don't have a holding cell? Weird. Whatever. What do you want? Lights aren't the only thing that needs power. Your new electric chair does too. Use the power cables to connect the electric execution facility to the power grid, and we'll immediately get that done because we've already done it. The electric chair itself is a special type of the electrical item. It requires its own designated power line. We'll need to connect it up directly with the main cables. Done. We're almost done, I think. We should test the new execution room at least once before we try and use it, though. I'm just going to turn it on for a few seconds to make sure everything is okay. Blackout. Entire facility is without power. Well, that didn't work. Looks like we drew too much power and tripped a circuit breaker in the power station. The whole prison is dark. We're going to need more juice to be able to handle the power spike that electrical chair generates. First, we need to turn the power back on. This is step 2. This is a 2-step process. Switch this power station on by clicking and selecting the switch on in the menu that appears. Then build 3 more capacitors so that we have enough power capacity to handle the electrical chair. Once you've done that, test the electric chair again by clicking on it and switching on in the menu. So somehow capacitors they're not really supposed to increase the amount of electricity. They're kind of like batteries. I don't think that's how that works, but hey, game logic. This would help. This indeed, in this situation, it would help compensate for the massive draw that this thing has. But realistically, no, it's not how energy works. Select. Switch on. Well done. I believe we are finished with this job. What happens is now out of our hands. We did a professional job, and that's important in our business. Try not to worry about what happens next. Can I help you? Are you looking for forgiveness? I don't know. I have done something I can't live with. The things I've done. You have to turn yourself in. Whatever you've done, you cannot evade the consequences. You will never be able to live with yourself until you face up to your past. I want to go back. I want to forgive her. I want to forgive me. God will forgive you no matter what you have done if you ask Him to. But you must answer for your crimes in the eyes of the law. There is no other way. It is time, Edward. You have done the right thing. Even though this world will not forgive you for it. You will be with God soon, and He will have the final judgment on you. Do I have to click on something? No, I don't. Never mind. Don't they shave their heads before they do that? Edward Ramsey, you have been found guilty of 2 counts of murder in the 1st degree. The penalty is death. Do you have anything to say? Suzanne, I'm sorry. Shit, my glasses are dirty. Sorry if I'm not taking this seriously. I've already gone through it once. Well, that's chapter 1. Thanks for watching.